Hello everyone, welcome to a 3D 180 video comparing the Vuze XR with the Insta360 EVO. I am filming this in the 3D 180 format, as you can see, and I'm going to be showing you some clips from both cameras. So if you want to view it as it's supposed to be viewed, then check it out on a VR headset like the Oculus Go or your Gear VR. That's how you're going to see it in the 3D format. It should look pretty good. Otherwise, you can just watch it like this. I mean, I've definitely stolen this idea off someone else, but we're going to go with it anyway. So yeah, we're going to talk about the Vuze and the Insta360 EVO. Now, these are the two main 180 and 360 cameras. And yeah, they both shoot in 3D and they are both pretty good. Both shoot similar resolution, but we're going to talk about which one we think is the best.
So this first 180 3D video was shot with the Insta360 EVO, and I'm going to show you the same scene shot with the Vuze in a minute, but let's just focus on this video first. What I will say is that it's not too bad. The sky is slightly overexposed, but you can still see the clouds, you can still see the blue in the sky, so it's not too bad. What I will say is that the colors are not very vibrant or very saturated, which is kind of an issue I found with most Insta360 cameras, but you can also, fix that in post-production, so it's not a deal breaker. But overall, the image is quite good. It's 5.7K resolution. The details look great. But now let's look at the same scene shot with the Vuze XR, and you can immediately tell that there is a difference between the two. For a start, the saturation and color is kind of different. I personally prefer it. I think the Vuze looks more saturated, looks more colorful, but there is more overexposure in the sky. It's not dealing with light as well, so that is kind of the balance you have to strike. All in all, I slightly prefer the Vuze here, but it's really hard to tell. The details are basically the same. They both shoot 5.7K resolution, so it's going to be kind of a preference thing. You will still get similar quality out of both cameras. Now I'm going to show you another clip shot with the Insta360 EVO, but this time using that camera's HDR mode. Now, as you can see, compared to the other two clips that I've shown you, this one is much, much better. The dynamic range is hugely improved, the light and color are more balanced, and it just generally looks like a much better video. This is because of that HDR feature that combines 3 exposures into one and kind of balances everything out. So we're going to take a look at some moving video now, shot with both cameras. I'm just going to cycle between clips shot with both cameras, and you'll see on the screen which one is playing when. But I can tell you basically straight away that the EVO does have superior stabilization technology, which Insta360 have developed for all their cameras. It just works better. I mean, I'm just walking here. I'm not doing anything kind of very extreme, but even then, the EVO does kind of improve the quality of the video much more, keeps everything much more stable. And yeah, I mean, this has become Insta360's almost defining feature, so I'm not really surprised by that. The Vuze does have stabilization technology and it does do something, but it just doesn't work as well. I mean, you can still see the bumps and the shakiness even when I'm just walking, and yeah, it doesn't make for a great video. But neither of these cameras are really action cameras anyway, so keep that in mind. They're not really designed to be used with any extreme sports or whatever, but if you did want to walk or run with the camera, then the EVO is going to do a better job at keeping it stable. So I guess the last difference between these two cameras is how they handle frame rates, so how they shoot in different frame rates. The Insta360 EVO can shoot 4K at 50 frames per second and 3K at 100 frames per second, and the Vuze XR can shoot 4K at 60 frames per second. And I'm showing you here the difference between those. I do think the 4K at 60 frames per second is superior to 4K at 50 frames per second, obviously. I don't know why you would really want to shoot 3K at 100 frames per second. While that is very good slow motion, when viewed on a VR headset, it's going to look very, very blurry. It's not going to look good quality at all. It may be good on a small phone screen, but apart from that, it's not going to be that useful. So I would say the 4K at 60 frames per second shot with the Vuze is the better option if you wanted to shoot some slow motion video. Okay guys, I think that's it in terms of this comparison between the Insta360 EVO and the Vuze XR. These are the two cameras to choose from if you want to start shooting 3D 180 video, especially for a VR audience. That's definitely what these two cameras are for. In terms of which one you should get, I do think the Insta360 EVO has superior software and has, at the end of the day, better quality video just because it has that HDR mode, which does really improve dynamic range and make the video look a lot better than it otherwise would. I would say that the Vuze is a much better designed camera because it's just way easier to use one-handed. It's much more rugged. It just feels more expensive. The design of the camera is far superior. However, the video quality isn't quite as good because it doesn't have that HDR mode. If they update the settings or their software and add HDR, then these two cameras are going to be pretty even, and it will just be down to your personal preference. I will say that the Vuze XR also has some free editing software which really can improve the quality of the video, but it's just one extra step that you have to do. And it also has ambisonic audio, so it has several microphones that allow you to shoot 360 audio, which makes viewing the video back in a VR headset more immersive. So these are fairly evenly matched in terms of price, in terms of capabilities. It's going to be what you really are going to use it for. What's your priorities? You've seen the video that I've shown you here, so you make your own decision. You can see reviews on both these cameras in the link below, and you can also view this comparison in a VR headset. I think that will be the best way to do it. So that's it, guys. I hope you have found this useful. If you have any questions about either of these cameras, then let me know. Or if you have any ideas of shooting in 3D and in 180, then yeah, feel free to share. But until next time, guys, hope you've had a good one, and I will see you around. Bye.